Hello? You can't unmute yourself. Oh, okay. Okay, now I think you can unmute yourself again, and I have two. Yes, now I
Yeah,
can.
it works now. We can see your PowerPoint now.
Okay, great. So in this version, in this way of presenting, I cannot see you typing your comments. So if you have a question now, you need to unmute and just jump in. Okay?
Okay,
Because
sure.
I cannot read the chat for now.
Can I pause a minute? Let me speak in Vietnamese.
Yeah.
Mọi người tắt mic đi nha, và lúc nào cần nói thì tự bật mic lên nha. Ok,
Okay.
tại vì bạn ấy sẽ không nhìn thấy cái màn hình chat của mình đâu. Alright, let's start.
This we just talked about. This is our result. It's even updated in this slide for 2019, but in general it's the same. So let's move now to the general question that we are talking here. Now we are talking about bankability of solar modules. And you all know kind of what it means, but there are also different definitions of bankability. And for some, especially medium-sized and smaller solar companies, it can feel like a chicken and egg situation. So there is a so-called Bloomberg Tier 1 label in the market. You know this list of Bloomberg, and it's often referred to as bankability list. But what does this Bloomberg Tier 1 list actually say? It tells you that projects have received non-recourse loan from a bank using these modules, for example, solar BK modules. And if there are 6 modules in the past that had received this loan, then you receive this so-called Tier 1 label from Bloomberg. And this, is a difficult situation because sometimes the banks don't consider some. So therefore, let's look in more detail now what this really is about. So we are in fact talking now about what we say the warranty risk of solar. So we think that the bankability question is connected to the warranty. And we have in solar this very, very strong warranty. You see a picture here, and the picture should represent a warranty. It starts at 100%. Then on the x-axis it goes down. It goes from 0 to 25 years, and you have a guaranteed performance. Usually in the green area, it's like a linear degradation, and this is what solar BK you guarantees to your clients. You guarantee that you would repair, replace, or compensate for the underperformance in case of a claim. So this is very important for your clients to have this 25 years guarantee. But your clients are also aware that especially medium-sized suppliers or smaller suppliers do not have the financial rating to really stand strong for the next 25 years. So there is a risk involved. And this is what we call the warranty risk of solar. We say warranty is 2 events that take place in combination. So first of all, we have an underperformance of the PV modules. And at the same time, we have a default or insolvency or bankruptcy of the PV module supplier. And this can happen in 25 years that some of these companies, they have exited the market, ceased operation. And if both events happen simultaneously, then from the perspective of your clients, they have a warranty risk of solar event, so to say. Then this is really something they worry about. So we look now at these bankability features, key features of bankable PV modules. So we have to have a good quality assurance from the perspective also of your clients, right? You have to have certifications, a good bill of materials. People will asked to inspect your factory, and the production supervision will take place for large projects. you have extended reliability tests. This should all guarantee that the modules are not underperforming. And at the same time, at the bottom, you have something like a credibility, the track record, something like the Bloomberg Tier 1 list. Have you already a good track record of providing modules to large projects? What is the financial strength of the company? Is it small? Is it big? An Altman Z-score is sometimes calculated. You can look it up in the internet. It's some kind of financial method to calculate insolvency probability. And this will all be taken into account. But still, if now the warranty risk still occurs, which can happen, maybe in 10 or 15 years, then there is an insurance in place to backstop the risk. So this is what we say, we want to lower the warranty risk in total, and then we achieve high bankability. So this is actually how it should work. So when we look at this chicken and egg story, then we think that it's not the case. It should have a very clear order of events. First, you bring down the warranty risk of solar, of the modules, by all means possible, including insurance. Then the bank will also finance projects with these modules, and then you suddenly also receive the Tier 1 label if you have financed or provided enough modules to these non-recourse loan financed products. So from the perspective of your client, so your client, the project developer, the warranty risk of solar is a very fundamental risk. You need to understand that it can really damage the total project. So we say the threat to material assets on the bottom is something like physical damage. This is something like earthquake or storm or flood. So these are these natural disasters that can totally destroy your project. They are not very probable that they happen, but they are very severe. So that's why there is always an insurance against storm for a solar park, for example. Always needs to be against flood or something. And on the same level, the warranty risk needs to be insured. And then on top of that, you will have more temporary loss of revenue, business interruption, loss of revenue. That is also important, but we don't call it a fundamental risk. So if you want to insure your project against storm or earthquake or natural hazards, the project developer, they buy annual policies. So every year, a new policy against storm, for example. But the warranty insurance can only be bought for 25 years in the beginning. So because the risk is a long-term risk that changes over time, you cannot buy this insurance on an annual basis. For storm, you can buy every year because the probability of a storm doesn't really change from year to year so much. But from the warranty, you will not be able to buy insurance, let's say, after your park has already run 5 or 10 years. No insurance in the world will sell you this anymore. Therefore, we need to address this question in the beginning. That's when you sell the modules, you need to already sell the insurance with the module. So that's why now we have placed this warranty insurance with Solar BK's modules. And if you sell them, you can decide if they have insurance or not. So this is now what we call the first layer cost control. So there's one minimum size that applies. I think this is important. One of these projects, it could be many projects, but one of these owners of the projects, one owner must have 2 megawatt at least. Otherwise, you cannot put them in the insured cells. If an owner only buys less than 2 megawatts, it's uninsured. You can have 10 projects with the same owner, and in total they are 2 megawatt, that is okay. So now we go, this is now the way you kind of sell the insurance. You decide, and then on the right side we see the claims handling. So in a normal case, the module supplier, so Solar BK, handles all the claims with the project owner and us, Munich Re. So that means in best case, your client doesn't even know there's an insurance in place, but you will get indemnification according to the insurance from all these projects that submit claims. But in the case now that here you say the red one, in case of module suppliers insolvency, so if Solar BK would cease operations, go out of business in the next whatever years, then the projects, they can claim to us directly. This is what we say, where we increase the bankability or the warranty risk for your clients. So these are these two cases. Either the module supplier is handling the claims as normal and gets reimbursed by us, or in case of insolvency, your clients, the project owners, they directly handle the claim with us. So now the next question is how to leverage now this PV insurance in your sales.
Của panel mà không phải là không liên quan gì tới EPC hết đâu chị. Đấy.
Mà trong khách hàng, cái bên khách hàng á, cái owner có thể là họ không chỉ mua pin, vậy là phải có một cái hợp đồng mà riêng mua pin à?
Đây là Irex đang bán pin mà chị, hợp đồng này là hợp đồng của Irex, không phải hợp đồng của Solar BK. Solar BK đang là khách hàng của Irex á.
Chị Trang ơi, alo.
Ơi em, Ly Hương mới gửi cái description ở trong cái group Viber á, mọi người đọc cái phần loss mean đúng không Hương? Phần loss means ở phía dưới.
Okay.
Đúng rồi, hoặc là 80% của cái power bị thấp.
Cái phần loss
Đúng rồi.
cái loss có nói đi. Em thấy là những cái phần mà hôm nay ông trình bày á, là những cái nội dung mà ông đã gửi tài liệu cho mình hết từ hôm qua luôn đó mọi người.
Đúng rồi, nó là slide mà.
Trong slide ông nói với lại cái hồi lúc đầu ông nói cũng là trên cái web mà lúc Hương gửi luôn á, đều có hết. Less than 1-2%. Tại cái lúc nãy mà đến cái phần hướng dẫn mà bên mình phải gửi một cái thư qua bên đó, về bên họ mới ký để gửi lại cái bản chi tiết cho mình á. Đúng rồi, tại theo cái mẫu của họ. Tức là khi mà có vấn đề là mình sẽ gửi thông tin qua cho họ bằng một cái form mẫu của họ. Cái form mẫu của họ, sau đó họ xác nhận lại cái thông tin được bảo hiểm như thế nào thì họ gửi lại.
Như cái lúc cái slide đó nó nhỏ xíu xíu mình không có chụp lại.
Ông có nói là cái phòng riêng.
Đúng rồi, cái form riêng là ông chiếu một cái slide đó nhưng mà nó rất là nhỏ nên là không có chụp lại cái màn hình đó.
Cây Hương có gửi trong slide, trong Viber.
Hello? Can you hear me again? Hello?
Hello. Welcome you back.
How long was I gone? How long? Sorry, somehow my internet kicked me out, or the Skype kicked me out.
15 minutes or so.
Like for the support.
Sorry?
You were off for about 15 minutes.
And what was the last slide? Sorry, that was a long time.
I forgot already.
The last one was
What was the last
buyer's cover.
Sorry?
Sales and buyer's cover.
You were moving on to how to leverage PV warranty insurance for PV module sales. And we've arrived to slide further support and services from Munich Re, the marketing part. So you can explain that you could help for the press release, the insurance table, the marketing materials, and you were introducing the warranty partner list.
Okay, yeah. Very good. So then let me try. You still have time now? So I think until 1 o'clock. So we continue.
We're fine. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay, let me first see if I can.
Which means now we are tackling the second layer of PV warranty insurance.
So you're already the second layer?
Almost there, actually. Yeah, you were mentioning the marketing material. So after that, further support and services from Munich Re.
Okay. So then let me try one more time to upload it in a correct way, then I can at least see when somebody is, when I'm not anymore connected. Okay. So I think we talked about this warranty partner list already, right? And then the logo that we have.
We're not used to Skype.
Yeah.
Use Zoom or the Cisco WebEx.
Yeah, I know, but this is much better with Zoom. But somehow we have only at the moment in the company, we only have this Skype. It's definitely not the best solution. So we talked about this letter. I mean, this letter is one of the important things, right? Did you already see the insurance information letter? Did you see? Did I show you already this insurance information letter?
Not yet.
Did I show you already how to submit with this Excel sheet?
You showed an Excel sheet.
This one that you're seeing now?
Not seeing anything. Still your screen, the slide.
Did you see this Excel sheet? Hello?
Hi.
Did you see this Excel sheet already? Did we talk about this? Hello?
Yeah, you showed it.
Okay. So then This is the summary again of these letters that we have. We have this declaration of insurance. This is a letter that I showed. I'm not sure if I showed it, but I show it again now. So this letter, can you see it? You already received 1 year ago when we signed the policy. It's a kind of certificate that IREX Solar BK is insured by Munich Re. We call it the Reinsurance Coverage Declaration. This is more or less, you can show this to your clients in the beginning of the sales process in a kind of proof that you are insured, but it has more or less the same purpose as the warranty partner list. You can also show your clients the warranty partner list with Solar BK IREX name on it. Then we have this declaration of beneficiary. This is this important letter that we need to submit after you registered your sales with us. And then they get this proof of insurance, and it is personalized to your client. The third one is a very detailed letter now. This is what you should also provide to your client when they have now received the insurance. Then this is a kind of summary of our policy wording. Here they know exactly what the policy is about. But this information you only need to give to your clients when they are already insured, when everything is done. But you can show it already before, there's also no problem. This is, if they have any detailed question, first show them this document, insurance information. There it says, for example, 8% limit, it says what is the deductible, it says what will be paid, and so on. So as the next support that we would like to give in marketing. So in marketing, we do press releases, usually in the beginning of the policy. We are now with Solar BK, we are already at the end of the policy. Then we have this insurance label that we call this logo that I showed before. And this warranty partner list, this is also a very powerful marketing tool. So we do this a little bit like the Bloomberg list. We have this warranty partner list, and we also promote this warranty partner list. We will have now a banner advertisement at PV Tech. This is the very famous PV industry magazine and in the internet online. And there you can see advertisement from Munich Re that leads to this warranty partner list. And this gives visibility to all the suppliers that are on the list. And this helps also in marketing. So in total, this is this is maybe some other points that we do, where we represent ourselves as Munich Re worldwide, usually at conferences, at exhibitions. That means when you are also at these conferences or exhibitions, you get some questions from your buyers, investors. So these are, and the last point is the number of offices that we have that are focused on solar, on PV. We have offices all around the world, but focus on solar are Munich as a headquarter, but also San Francisco, Mumbai, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and London. So this is now we go to the second layer of PV warranty insurance. This is what we talked about now was the first layer, and this one of the most important parameters is this 8% limit that IREX Solar BK has. This 8%, as I said, it sounds compared to 100, it sounds low, but it's a very high number if you compare it to other module manufacturers in the world. So all the non-Munich Re suppliers, they have maybe a insurance of 1 or less than 2%. And we in Munich Re offer something between 5 and 10. So this, in fact, 8% is the highest that we have at the moment placed in the market. So there are other manufacturers than Solar BK who have 8, but there's nobody who has more at the moment. But still, if this 8% is not enough for some of the clients, there are some clients that could use, they need, because of some financing requirements or some tender requirements or other regulatory requirements, they might need 20% or 50%. So in this case, we have this second layer. And this is now, this tower you see is the 100% module value, our sum insured of the whole project. This is one project. And it has at the bottom a deductible, then the sales and buyers limit of the first is the 8%. And then on top of that, we can optionally offer a top-up cover. And this top-up cover can have limits up to 100%. It could have additional coverage, such as loss of revenue could be covered. Transport or labor costs could be covered. This is more tailor-made. So here, we suggest that the project owner, the buyer of the modules, they talk to the insurance directly. If you're selling now modules that are coming with the first layer, you don't really need to talk to us. You just fill out this Excel sheet. And once it's filled out, then we will enter the database and offer this letter of declaration of beneficiary, this proof of insurance. But if one of your clients wants the second layer as top-up cover, then please just contact us, and then we can design it in a tailor-made way. And the premium is usually paid by the project owner for the second layer. Okay, now we come to a loss determination. So now we understand a bit how the cover works, how you can use it in sales. But what happens if there is now a warranty claim, and maybe also your clients want to know it? And in general, we have two ways of determining a loss, and this mirrors the warranty of most suppliers. So first of all, of course, you can repair it. This is clear, but in most cases you cannot repair. So the two other options in repair are either replace the module, and the second option, other than replace, is to compensate for the underperformance or to refund for the underperformance. So let's first talk about the first way. The first way is replacing the modules. You have a 100 megawatt park in the circle with some underperforming orange modules, and then you just need to somehow count the modules and replace them, right? And there could be a known failure mode. You say you identify the modules by a known failure mode, or you identify them by a test, and then somehow you have a number of modules that are underperforming. And then the loss amount, we call, in this case, we call it the actual cash value. That means these are the number of modules multiplied now by the sales or purchase price of the module, but depreciated by time. So in 25 years, the module will be worth 0. In half of the time, it will be worth half. And it means that every year, the module loses 4% of value. And this is the so-called actual cash value that we calculated as a loss amount. And after we have calculated the actual cash value, we apply our limit, deductible, and quota share then for the payout. So the second way is not so straightforward, but it's also, as I said, it mirrors now the warranty of the supplier. So it says, in general, if I have a 100 megawatt park, but there is a general underperformance detected. Maybe you don't even know really why, or you don't really care so much why, but then you kind of want to determine how much is the underperformance of the modules. You could make a sample test, for example. You just test whatever, 10,000 or 1,000 modules. And from this sample test, you determine an average module performance. And then you can say, okay, the 100 megawatt park is actually only 80 megawatt. And that means that in this case, you have lost 20 megawatts because of underperforming modules. And then we take these 20 megawatts, and these are now what we call in our policy the refund costs, so these compensation costs. we take the 20 megawatts and multiply it by the market price at that point. So at the moment, let's say it's 25 US dollar cent per watt peak, and we take this price to calculate the lost megawatt peak. And then we again have the second, that is this loss amount, and in order to calculate the payout amount, we then apply again this limit, deductible, and quota share. So now this is the one of the last slides. This is now the parameters, the key facts of IREX Solar BK's cover. So you have, first of all, a policy period that is almost over. So we started the policy at 23rd of June last year. And the policy will expire at 22nd of June this year, which is in 1 month. And this is also a very important message now that just checking if my connection is still good. So we are ending now the policy, and you have a minimum sum insured in your policy of 30 million US dollar. So you need to insure at least 30 million US dollar, because this is also covered by the commitment fee that Solar BK has to pay. Therefore, at the moment, you have not submitted or declared enough modules yet. So therefore, it's very important that you start now submitting all the modules that need to be insured. And you have 1 month's time now to fill up the 30 million. It is, I mean, in real life, you have maybe 2 or 3 months time, but all these modules should be sold in this period. And we are a little bit flexible with this period. So even if you come on the 23rd of June, maybe that's okay, or in June. But you have to definitely submit enough projects to fill your policy now, with some urgency also. Now, the next point is this indemnity period. This is quite standard. You have 12 year. Then we have this policy limit. We always talked about this 8%. Then the deductible in your policy is the lesser of 200,000. The higher of 200,000 or 5% of the project size, of the module value in the project size. SI is sum insured. And the waiting period we also have in your policy, but you have 2 waiting periods. First, in the sales cover, this is what we pay to Solar BK. You are the seller, so to say. So we pay to the seller. We pay the claims, but we do not pay any claims in the first 2 years. Because there we say every module that should be shipped already in a good way. But your buyers, that is your clients, they will not see any waiting period. So for the bankability of your product, it doesn't really matter that there is a waiting period, because your buyers, they can be sure they see immediately a cover in case Solar BK goes insolvent in the next 2 years. And then we have a quota share retention. This is just a share of the loss. So when we pay out 1 million, then, or when the loss is 1 million calculated above the deductible, then we pay 800,000, and Solar BK or the buyer has to pay 200,000. And of course, then at one point, still the 8% is still the important value, because we always pay 8% net. Okay, so this is already now the last slide of our contact details, and I think you have them, but feel free to write us a message anytime. We have Julia and Leonard in Munich, and I'm in Hong Kong. Yeah, so with this, thank you for your attention, and then I would like to also open this the round for discussion. So please feel free now to type. I will also now open again the chat screen. So feel free to type or unmute and ask any questions that you have. Hello?
Hello, hi Ronan and
Hello.
Munich Re team. I'm Ngan.
Hello.
Hi. I have two questions right now. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you very well.
Okay. Please back to slide. Let's see. Slide the comparison between Munich Re, PV warranty insurance, and other solution on the market. You know that in the Vietnamese market right now, there is BICC, and we have it's quite difficult to as I understand your slide here, but do you have any information about BICC on the market and what they?
Do you mean PICC from China?
Yeah, PICC from China, because the module from China, they sells in Vietnam, and they say that they cover BICC, and but we don't have much information about it. Do you have any information about it? Can you share it to us?
Yes. So PICC has many policies in the market.
Yeah.
Of course, and most of them, there are even some PICC policies that are in cooperation with Munich Re.
Yes, I just read the news, and
but not all. So this is a difference. So this is kind of like similar to Munich Re. That's maybe also that is backed by Munich Re. Is also similar to it's ours in principle, our structure. But the other ones, the other PICC is like these other solutions. So PICC, the standard PICC solution and PowerGuard are very similar. Mm-hmm. So you could say, for example, they have no global presence, definitely. I mean, the unclear insurance structure is also true for PICC because they go in co-insurance. This is usually not only one company that insures it. There are many companies. But it's very difficult to find out. They share the risk. So you can be sure that the limits are, like I wrote here, less than 1 or 2%. And then these 2 points that I explained, they are definitely true for PICC. So they have this first come, first served problem that we don't have. And they definitely have this step in the limit that goes down later.
Limit can even fall below the premium.
Yeah, I mean, the important thing is that it drops. It should be constant, right? It just should be the same. It should not get smaller. It's a fake 25-year cover. In fact, it's only 10. So your clients should be aware that this is not a real cover. And this is, I think, the most important argument is this one. Your clients, they cannot be sure that there is insurance. You see, there are 2 different perspectives from warranty insurance. One perspective is the supplier. Let's say if Solar BK, if you get claims from 10 projects, right? Mm-hmm. And then if you are now in this shared pool for all projects, then you can use the limit, the capacity, as the claims come in to protect Solar BK. Right? This is good for you. This is not a bad structure. From a perspective of the solar supplier, this is okay to have a pool. It even helps you to have a pool because you can just use the pool until it's empty. But the perspective is actually that you need to reach bankability, you need to take the perspective of your client, the buyer. And that's why we use the structure on the left-hand side, because we want that each of the buyer can be sure they have some insurance in place. So from the perspective of your clients, you can argue definitely if somebody has a PICC policy, then you say, okay, yeah, maybe it helps whatever Canadian Solar, maybe it helps them, but it won't help you. Right? There's a difference.
I got it.
Yeah.
And for the policy lasts to 22nd June this year. So during this period, from now to to end of June. If we have any event about the PV, so it's about marketing, and we can contact your team to like send advertise or someone. Is it okay?
Yes.
Is it still okay? Okay.
Yes, you can contact us. I mean, what I think is should be really important. That did you already how much modules did you sell in the last year? Because you need to submit to us sales volume of at least 30 million US dollar. Do you think this is still possible now in the next 1 or 2 months?
We are going it. You know that the market in Vietnam is booming right now for the mini farm, but last year is not. So we are running with the time. So hope.
Yeah, this is something that from our point of view is very urgent.
Yeah, yes, we know.
Okay, so if there are any other things that you want to ask, please feel free. Or if you have a suggestion or a comment or some criticism. I think there were also some questions in the Excel sheet. I think during the presentation, I probably answered most of them, but if they're still unclear, just feel free to ask them. You can also type in the box, or you can unmute yourself and ask.
Hi, Mr. Ronald.
Yes.
Actually, I have another question. Who must the end user customer contact for insurance claim?
Yeah. So yeah, it's a very good question. So there are, in principle, 2 situations of the insurance. So when in a normal way, when Solar BK and Iris, if you are still operating in a normal, healthy business manner, then they should definitely contact you. Only you. And then Solar BK will handle the claim with the client. And you will also contact us. So Solar BK will, in this case, contact us. You are managing the claim towards your client and towards us. And only if you are several years with us. So in principle, me. So anybody on this letter. So your clients should have this letter, right? They should have now what we said in this letter, and there should also be an email address somewhere. And also in this other insurance letter, there's definitely some contact information. This one, in the insurance letter, this one, they should get it when they are insured. They should have this information, and there's an address here.
You mean Solar BK will contact with the Munich Re representative company in Vietnam?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment when you are still when you have at the moment you just contact us, right? Just anybody on this mailing list, on your broker also. I mean, Marsh is involved. Marsh is your broker. There is then and they should all be contacted in case of a claim. So first you contact us, then you have this our partner in Vietnam, BIDV, right? And then us. So, but as long as you know our email addresses, then please contact us, the 3 people.
Yeah, I see.
How long can it take for y'all to answer or follow submit claim?
Yeah, it depends a bit on the claim. It's a good question. So, I mean, there can be very easy claims, right? And very difficult claims. So we are in a situation where, I mean, if there's a big park and they have a warranty claim independent of insurance, these are always difficult situations. So, and it's hard to give an answer how the claim looks like. Right? But we will definitely answer immediately, and then we will ask for some information and hopefully see what the claim is about. So, and then, yeah, take it from there.
Now, so how can the Solar BK can follow the status of the claim? It can be checked online or somewhere.
It cannot be checked online. No, you have to work then with us. And we have a big department for claims. This is a very large claims department. This is actually then not me, but I will be involved anyway. And then the claims department will handle this claim.
We can check online everywhere because my company is receives for customer.
No, you cannot check the claims online.
Or directly. During the receipt covered by insurance, is IRS entering to Reliance repair panel for the customer?
Can you repeat the question, please?
During the perils covered by the insurance, is IRS authorized to repair panel for the customer?
I didn't really understand the question still. Can you either say it again or type it? Somehow your voice is not so clear.
Maybe I can help.
Yeah.
We would like to know if RX or Solar BK can do some replacement during the time of the insurance. Can we do that, or should we tell you in advance, or can we be proactive on repair replacement?
Yes, but you should definitely inform us. So you can repair and replace everything that you think so, of course. But you should definitely contact us as soon as you are aware of any potential claim. I mean, if it's a very small claim, if you only repair 10 modules and you know that you will not ask for insurance, then you can just do it. But if there is any claim that you think could be a potential insurance claim, contact us.
Or doing it.
Yeah, at the same time, at least, as quickly as possible, so we can just get a picture and everybody is somehow on the same page then. I mean, usually what we talk about here should be large claims. You have seen our structure. There's a deductible of at least $200,000. So any claim that is smaller than $200,000 is considered for us a small claim, right? So if it's a very small claim, we don't really need to know. But if you think the claim could be bigger in the future, then definitely would be very good if you could then involve us as soon as possible.
Thank you.
So, Mr. Donald, If the company goes bankrupt or doesn't work, what information does the end user need to provide to the Munich Re to get the insurance?
Yeah, so they definitely should have this letter. This would, I mean, they don't really need it 100%, right? I mean, if we have our database also, but if they have this letter, that would already be very good, because then we can immediately see if the letter and our database matches. And if this matches, then we are all good. Then they should have, in the policy, we have a long list of things that would be good, but in normal case, we just need some kind of proof that they are the owner of the modules, maybe still the purchase contract, that would be good. The certificates of the modules that they had before, but we also have them. So the most important thing is this, most easy way is this letter, because with this letter we can directly connect it to our database and identify then the project.
So the customer can, the end user can contact directly with you?
If only if Solar BK is not in business. Yeah. Then directly with us, they can definitely. But there are also other people around. I think in Vietnam we have this partner. This that I showed here the address, the BIDV.
Oh, Marsh, right?
And Marsh also is also in Vietnam. So any of them you contact, and definitely us also. So feel free. Any more questions or comments? You can also type them. This is up to you. Now I can see the chat also. May I ask how many modules or how many megawatt did you sell last year?
Miss Yang. Miss Yang, please answer.
You don't need to answer if you don't. Just trying to understand if you could, if there is still a.
Please,
that you can still submit enough some insured in the next 1 or 2 months, or is this, or did you not sell enough to insure enough, or did you sell in megawatt or in US dollar? Yeah, I can see now somebody is typing.
Mr. Donald,
Yes.
How much the insurance cost?
Yeah, the insurance cost, I mean, should be known within IREX. So I don't want to tell it now, because I think it's definitely an internal decision of IREX how you handle the cost. So definitely everybody who sells solar modules, if you sell a solar park and you want as a marketing, as a salesperson, and you want to insure your client, I think there should be a process within IREX how you can submit them to us and also allocate the cost somehow. But obviously there could be two different prices, right? You can sell a module with insurance or without. And in the easiest way, you just have two different price options for your client. But I don't know, this can be differently. Some companies just insure everything, or some companies just give one price and then it's with insurance or without insurance, depending on negotiations. Or so. I don't know how this works. This is definitely not always the same.
So I had a question.
Yes, please.
When customer of IRS train their information, what should customer pay attention to? Update to rules?
Okay, if your customer changes the information,
Yes.
I think you mean your client has already received this letter, let's say, right?
Yeah.
And then they are already insured, and then maybe they sell the project or there's something changes, and then something in the project changes, like the name of the owner. I mean, not everything can change. We cannot change the location of a project, right? If somebody wants to say, I'm tearing down my project and build it from Vietnam to Cambodia, then we say, no, this is not covered by the insurance. But if somebody wants to sell the project and only the owner changes, this is the only change that we really accept, right? If the owner changes, then we need to be informed in a similar way that we have got the information in the first place. So the beneficiary this time, the owner, needs to come to you or to us directly if you are insolvent and tell us they would like to change the owner. And then we will issue a new letter and change also our database. Does this answer your question? So if there are any more questions, please feel free, or if you have follow-up questions.
So during the period IREC is insured, what information can IREC legally change in the contract with the customer?
I mean, what would you like to change? I mean, let's say you have sold a project already, and now in 2 years you want to change something. I mean, can you give an example? What would you like to change after it's been sold already? Now it's already operating, let's say, for 3 years, and you want to change something. What could be an example? As I said, the owner, yes, I can understand, but what else should be changed?
Ông đang hỏi là mình muốn thay đổi cái gì trong cái hợp đồng, có cái gì có thể thay đổi trong hợp đồng.
Thì mình đang hỏi họ đó chị.
Mình đang hỏi họ, mình không biết nên mình mới hỏi họ.
Không, tại vì họ nói là cái địa điểm thì không được thay đổi. Người sở hữu cái panel thì có thể thay đổi. Cái đó thì chỉ cần báo cho họ để họ cập nhật vào cái database của họ. Ngoài ra thầy hỏi là có cái ông thì không biết là có cái gì nữa có thể thay đổi trong một cái hợp đồng mua bán.
Volume của cái hợp đồng đó được thay đổi, có thể thay đổi cao hơn chứ không thể nào thấp hơn 20.
Có cái gì nữa không? Em muốn hỏi cái gì nữa không? Volume thay đổi cái gì nữa?
Em đang hỏi là chị có được quyền thay đổi cái volume khi nãy ông nói là thay đổi được người sở hữu và địa điểm chị.
Địa điểm không được thay đổi.
Địa điểm không được thay đổi, sở hữu thì cái volume có được thay đổi.
Ronald,
yes.
The contract, is it possible to change the quantity of the panels?
Which contract? The insurance contract?
For the no, when RX is selling panels to the client, and we will send to you. We will include this customer in the letter of beneficiary. But if we change the quantity of the panel, should we notify you also?
Oh, yes, I think definitely this needs to be told to us, yeah, because anything that changes, once you have submitted the contract, then in our point of view, it's done, right? I mean, of course, why would you change the panels later? I mean, I understand that you could still renegotiate and change something within the next months, right? But then everything, when you submit to us the information, it needs to be correct, with the correct number of panels, the correct location. And I mean, and once the project is operating, then I don't see after that, I don't see that the number of panels can change anymore, right? Once they have been shipped, they're shipped.
And if the client wants to add more panels,
yeah, then they need to buy panels again. I think this, if you give them the panels for free, then do you think you would give them for free? Or I mean, we definitely need to know exactly how many panels and which panels are insured. And for each of these panels, we also collect our insurance premium. If there are some panels that are not registered with us, then they have also not paid an insurance premium and they are not insured. Then it needs to be definitely submitted to us.
data we enter in the Excel data sheet. Every time they change, every time any change happens, then we send you the update.
I mean, yes, but
Yeah.
yes, but
basically this is how it works.
Yes, this is how it works. But my point is that it doesn't happen really. I mean, we have never had. The only thing that we had in the past, we insure something like 10 gigawatt of projects every year, right? And this doesn't happen. Normally the people sell the project, sell the panels, and when all the sales process is more or less finalized, then they submit to us one Excel sheet per project, right? Each client has one Excel sheet. Then they send it to us, and then we issue the letter, and the only thing that changes afterwards is maybe the owner. So in principle, you could change also something, but in our experience, it has never happened. The only thing that changes after all the sales is signed and the modules are shipped afterwards, the only thing that changes is the owner, maybe. So therefore, okay. And you can send one Excel sheet per owner, per buyer, per contract. So usually we receive from our clients, let's say 10 Excel sheets per week or more. I mean, in total, we insure a lot of clients, and they send these Excel sheets, always a new one, every time a new one. Once they sign a sales contract, they send to us the Excel sheet. Yeah, I hope this answers your question. And please, any follow-up questions?
Everyone, any questionnaires? Miss Ngân?
No.
Any question? Irex? Miss Thảo? Or Trang or Ly Hương?
okay. You can also give me comments or write me an email later. This is no problem. If anything is still not clear.
Ronald, do you know if the partner in Vietnam, your partner in Vietnam, the BIDV bank, they know as much as you know about this insurance?
Probably not. No. We are doing. They are only our partner, but they did not design this insurance.
It means that if we reach them for a training in Vietnamese, they wouldn't be able to do it.
Probably not. No.
I see.
I think we could ask Marsh in Vietnam to join the training. I also invited them, but is anybody from Marsh online?
I think not.
No, then we could definitely ask BIDV and or Marsh to join the training, and then maybe they can translate certain things. But they would probably not know all the details.
Anyone else have questions?
Okay. Is there maybe now, could you just give an estimation of how much megawatt Solar BK has sold within the last whole year?
We can reply your question later, right? Yeah,
okay. Yeah.
So I think it's okay for today. We are very delighted to be here today to listen your presentation, Mr. Ronald. So if we have any question more, we can contact you later.
Okay, yeah, thank you a lot. Thanks for joining, and thanks for all the questions.
Yeah. So wish you a nice weekend.
Yeah, you too.
Yeah.
So
Bye-bye.
Have a nice weekend. Goodbye.
Thank you so much. Bye bye. See you.
Bye bye.